Right. Hopefully we're getting to know each other a bit better now. So I'm going to shoot from the hip on this one. And this one is, it's about the most powerful thing that you can learn when you learn to coach people. And it's going to be tricky for me to get across here because it's all about listening. Now, in so many situations, I'm sure you'll know, as you start a conversation with somebody and they're talking to you, and that triggers an idea and a thought in you, you kind of stop listening to them because you're just waiting for them to pause to get your idea or the thing that's cropped into your head across. And most likely you're going to interrupt them. And you know, when this happens to you, it's quite frustrating, isn't it? Because you've got a point to make, you're trying to have a conversation, and you can see that the person opposite you has stopped listening, has got something in their head, and they just can't wait to get it out. Now, active listening, as it's described, or listening in the moment, is really, really, really important. It shows the person that's talking to you that you value them, that you're interested in what they're saying. But it takes learning, it takes an effort on your part to pause before you just want to interject with that thing that's come into your head and just think, no, just let them finish. Let them say what they want to say. Because if I was saying it, I'd like that. I'd like to be able to finish my point. And in some respects, an interruption is kind of like an assault. It's an assault on your freedom to communicate, if you like, and it's taking away from you that. So, and if you go back to one of our earlier habits of this energy, it's fairly draining when someone's just talking over you or finishing your sentences. Give someone that space and that time to talk without interrupting them. And there's a kind of couple of ways to listen. There's just listening to the meaning of the words that, as I'm talking to you and you're taking in the meaning of those words. But there's also listening rather more intuitively to body language, to the way that I'm coming across, to showing some intuition in about the meaning of what I'm trying to say. And if you're really listening, you start to listen behind the words into meaning and actually what that person is trying to say. And again, it becomes so much more meaningful. It becomes so much more engaging if you truly listen. So it's completely aligned to mindfulness. It's part of the same thing, but just try to listen. So I've not listened at all to you, but I'd love to. I'd love to engage. I hope you've listened to me and thought, yeah, are there times when I really don't listen? I do interrupt. I do finish off the sentence. And maybe just use that brain to think, okay, pause for a moment. Just let them finish. Give them the freedom to make their point and finish it. So it's quite an easy exercise for you to do and think about, ideally before the next time we meet, is to engage in a conversation. Doesn't matter whether it's with a stranger or someone you know well. Maybe someone you know well because it might have a more material effect on you and give you something to reflect about. But when that moment comes that you want to interject, that you want to get your point across, just pause, just listen, let them finish, or just give that little moment of silence and listen, create that space and reflect on that and think, yeah, do I really listen enough to what that other person is saying? Not necessarily because I'm concentrating enough or because they have something brilliant to say, but just because it's a more human thing to do. So there's an exercise for you.